You're leading this mission now. You might want to introduce yourself. Ready when you are.
Akara blesses us with another lost soul. Welcome, stranger. I am Alder Malloy, and you've arrived at Cape Solace just in time. Tell me, how have you come to find yourself upon our shore? It is a village established by those of us whose fates have brought us to Gallows End. Sailors and settlers, foreigners and families, but castaways all. We have made a life here on these beaches and in this village. Akara is the reason I am here, the reason all of us on this island are here. And maybe, my friend, it's why you are here as well. Akara is this island and everything upon it. Ah, so you're here for the oppressor, he who was cast down. You're not the first to arrive on these shores in search of him. You will not be the last. But Akara's magic protects us here in Cape Solace. We are safe from Dead Kel's deathless touch. The same cannot be said for those who venture past the boundaries of the village, near the keep and the surrounding forest. Dead Kel was the favourite son of Akara. He was given great gifts from our protector, only to squander them in the pursuit of power. We are blessed not to fear him. So many others live at his mercy, but not those of us here on the safety of the beaches. Akara protects the faithful. The villain Dead Kel rules much of this island, and he strives tirelessly to control every last inch. Akara will not let this happen. We are protected in this spot alone, just south of the river and along the coast. The Fallen One has no power here, and it enrages him. Why, it is the great fortress that looms in the north. Grave Hall, as it was named by the Diverga craftsmen who raised its mighty walls. But the Diverga have long since abandoned the island, leaving their great keep empty. Some in the village, like Paddy, are intrigued by the keep's dark courts and corridors. But I would avoid it. Grave Hall is haunted. Then you will fit in well. For keeping the village strong is truly a group undertaking. We get by with Akara's blessing and providence, of course. You may stay with us for as long as you wish, but might I suggest that you find a way to make yourself useful? We all must do our part. I once captained my own craft. I was a thief and a smuggler. But all that changed when I found myself here, upon this mysterious shore. Akara blessed me with a second chance. That is what he does. He shows you what is possible. He shows you the fates of which you've never fathomed. I met Bridget, another castaway, and later we had our beloved Nina. All the happiness I'd ignored in my early life were suddenly mine. She means well, but like all children, she craves freedom and independence. She will learn to respect boundaries. This is an island, after all. I prefer the rolling tides of the Frostbreak to any grassy plain or hillside. I have lived a life adrift, seeing the world and meeting interesting people. All who find themselves on these white sand beaches have been drawn by Akara. Here you will discover many mysteries, but none more important than what to do with this opportunity. Who will you be when you leave Gallows End? The same person who came? Or someone else entirely? He is this island and everything on it. His power and wisdom give us direction, help us to chart a course through the thundering storm of this mortal life. Akara has been a part of Gallows End since before the first castaway dragged his boat ashore and kissed the damp sand beneath his feet. We here in Cape Solace worship Akara because it is he who provides safety, sustenance, and sense of purpose. He and his hanged men are not welcome near our village. Akara has made it so. The fallen sun stalks the forest and coasts of Gallows End, but he is a prisoner here as much as anyone. One day, Akara will rid us of him once and for all. Magical deviants like their master, the hanged men terrorize any who brave the wilderness. Bloodgrin stalks the docks of Kel's harbour to the west, while the Baronet rules the mountains in the north, haunting its peaks and twisted islands. Worst of them all is the Whispering Witch. We never know where she will strike next. He's a funny one, plagued by delusions and inspiration. I've known Akara to touch people, but Paddy acts more touched in the head than blessed. Ever since he arrived, Paddy has had a covetous eye on Gravehall Keep. I don't know what it is about that old ruin that so bewitches him.
Not everyone has faith in Akara. There are those of us who would leave this village in an instant given a chance. Rest a while.
What? Well. Another soaked and straggly survivor looking for a little comfort. Look elsewhere, friend. They keep the village of Cape Solace in wild game, for when the sea is stingy with its yield. I also scour the forests and cliffs for plants, for our village alchemists. However, most people on Gallows End only know me as Alder's daughter. Till I escape this place, I'll never be anything more than that. It keeps the village together, but sometimes that's not enough in a leader. I won't say more. I don't know you. You'll get used to it. We don't have much, but we get by. If you're not one for cooperation, then you'd best find a camp of your own. He's a tyrant, nothing more. We're captives here so long as Akara guides us. All my life I've heard of his benevolence, his protection. What's he protecting me from? I'll tell you. Freedom. A whole world awaits us beyond these shores. A world I'll never discover. I was born and raised on this island. I know many of its secrets. At least those it's willing to share with me. And while I feel at home on Gallows End, I want nothing more than to leave it. Between Akara, Dead Kel, and my father, there's no room left for the rest of us. Many years ago, this island belonged to the Dread Pirate. It was his lair, a place where the justice of the Alpha held no sway. But time passed, as it always does. His influence here has waned. I wouldn't let it keep you from slumber. He never quite fit in with the rest of us in the village. Didn't do his part, carry his load. Apparently he's got other plans. I don't know why my father put up with him. Goodbye.
What do you want? I have no interest in speaking with strangers. I wish to be left alone. If I had a childhood, I do not recall it. My only memories are of the cruelty that the slavers inflicted on my parents, and of the day they marooned me here to save food. My early years were spent scrounging to survive among the rocks. That was until Alder crashed here, and we began to work together, to find hope in the wreckage. That is when Akara spoke to us, and when we knew a village must rise. He was little more than a scalawag when I met him, a bandit without a band. All he needed was a bit of direction. That was me. The world is full of chaos, of tragedy and change. Akara is the certainty, the island in a sea of sorrow. I had no faith when I arrived here. A girl with no future, no hope. Now I know what I must do. Akara has blessed me with purpose. I cannot imagine a better place to grow and flourish. She has made this island her own, our Nina, and when Alder and I are gone, she will lead these people. We are safe here, guarded against the will of dark beasts and wicked men. Nowhere else on this island may we walk free. The village is a gift to us from Akara. He has promised us protection, and he has made good on that contract. Farewell.
Pleasure to meet you. I'm Cillian, the Beastmaster. I was trained to fight and bend the beast to mankind's service. Not skills in great demand here. We've never needed to fight, thanks to Akara's protection. And Alder refuses to allow beasts in the village. Cape Solace is nice, if you're into religious zealotry. Me, I prefer hanging out with animals to people anyways. Thinks highly of himself, but there's no one better to have on your side. G'day.
Look what the reef brought ashore this time. I am Padrig Dower. My friends call me Paddy, but I have few of those here in the village. I assume dear Alder's given you the welcome speech? Poor, foolish man. It's getting crowded down here, you know. Pity we can't move, some of us at least, up to the keep on the hill. Raised by humans, trained by the master, and nothing but a sour malcontent if most of Cape Solace is to be believed. You'd be wise to steer clear of me. Praise Akara now and then and start making your new life here. Alder's god. I don't know if he's real or not, but I know I don't believe in him. What kind of god only protects you if you stay within these random borders and, every few years, sacrifice someone to him? Alder's a fine fellow. Just ask him. He'll tell you himself. You may have gathered, he and I don't see eye to eye on some things. None of us are here by choice, so I try not to judge too harshly. But, if I may be crass, they're a bunch of damn sheep, these people. Not all of them, of course. Keen, Lan, they're good folks. Myfa too. The rest I wouldn't miss. It's safe, that's for certain. And try as I might, I can't deny that's probably thanks to this Akara. Real or not, that doesn't mean I have to worship him like the others. I don't fall to my knees out of pure boredom like some people. Bye.
Hello there, Castaway. I've heard about you. You're the one what brought the captain. She's a quirky sort, not that I'm judging. Anything I can do to make you more comfortable? My husband was killed in the wreck of the Blue Sabre, along with our children. Fauna, Peter, and little Gwen. It was not easy, especially during the first years. But with Akara's grace, I moved past the grief and flourished. Without his gift of endless comfort, I never could have faced the days alone. Everything I am now is because of him. Getting marooned here was a blessing. People are always happy to see my face. That's because I'm the one who gets things. Besides, people only wish to return to the mainland if they have something to return to. I don't have this problem. I have seen him just the once. He was poking his skull-white face out from one of the western fastings. Scary? Bah! Not in the slightest. Only cowards lurk about in the mud and take what doesn't belong to them. You're scarier than he is. Haunted, cursed, damned. All of them apply to Gravehall. No one has set foot beyond those walls in years. It's a place left to the ages. Don't let Padrig and his friends convince you otherwise. Oh, I could tell you a thing or two about Padrig Dower, but I won't. Too much of a lady I am. Paddy wishes only to serve in the highest company. The rest of us are scuttle in his eyes. He and his friends can keep their own counsel, if you ask me. I'll see you around.
I don't know about you, but all of this talk about Akara is unsettling. I'm going to ask around about ways to get off the island, since I'm almost certain we're not going to want to stay. We'll have to secure another vessel, but from the looks of the village, they don't often venture past the reef. In the meantime, I'll ask you to scour the beaches for survivors of our wreck. I fear that we may be all that's left of the calamity. Such a possibility has left me agitated. I try not to worry. Anxiety doesn't agree with me. I throw up. I did not see my bosun Thora among the dead, or his wife Asa. there's a chance they have evaded death's grip and still count among the living. Mark my words, if even one of them survives, I will fight to the Earth's edge to find them. That's the spirit. I knew taking you on board was the right idea. That fortune teller didn't know what she was talking about. I will stay here and speak to Alder about a boat, and I'll have them send men to fetch Tari from the sandbar. I'll have Dead Kel's head if it's the last thing I do. What was left of the ship drifted towards a cove past the eastern cliffs. I'd search there first, and I'd hurry. Don't let your guard down.
A new castaway, eh? Nesta doesn't think we can deal with the infestation on Storm Point, but I've told her I'd take care of it. Why haven't I? Well, it's complicated. Gallows End is like every other challenge I faced in my life. Every day is a struggle to survive. My mother died when I was young, and my father was a thief. I was half-starved when Lord Pennion caught me snatching gold from his pocket. Instead of tossing me into Rathir prison, he gave me a chance to work off my punishment. I became a servant in his great house. And that's where I first met Nesta. We had not spoken a word to each other before the crash. Now, we are husband and wife. I do not mind the villagers. Not as much as my wife does, that is. They are a devout group, sheltered by their island god, Akara. Everyone here is needy. I don't see any reason why we can't look to the powerful for protection. All my life I was a follower of Lyria. And how did she help me? I was poor, I was hungry, I was miserable. Here on Gallows End I can see the effects of Akara's power. He provides. That's more than I can say for my father's gods. We are able to get by on fish from the frostbreak and the plants we grow on the bluffs. There is no reason to venture beyond the village. Beyond the forests is the realm of beasts and pirates. We are safe so long as we stay near Cape Solace together. I've only seen the pirate once. I was hiking the cliffs alone to pull in the morning's catch. The black ship Requiem was sailing out toward the sunrise, its rigging decorated with stark black gulls and corpses. We are truly blessed that he cannot come near the village. Akara be praised. The Diverger built quite a fortress for themselves. It's a shame they couldn't overcome their fears and stay. What a waste. They are dwarf mariners, small but sturdy sea folk who rule the kingdoms and islands north of Erethel. Don't be fooled by their size. They are fierce. Bye.
Hello there. You must be one of the new arrivals. Tell me, did Cape Solace drive you out as well? I am Nesta Gwynedd. My husband Cadwallon and I have only been here a short time, but we've managed to eke out a tolerable existence on our own. Or we did, before the scav infestation. Several months ago, my husband and I started a garden on Storm Point. It has saved our lives. Thanks to this secret spot, we've been able to fill the village stores to brimming. Now, however, scavs seem to have taken a keen interest in Storm Point as well. They wish not to fill their stores, but their bellies instead. The scavs are not native to the Frostbreak Sea. They come from the south, infesting ships and living off the cargo, and often the crew. They've made quite a home here on Gallows End, nesting in large broods deep in damp old fastings left behind by the Diverga. If your goal is to ingratiate yourself to the inhabitants of this island, you've chosen the right path. You have my thanks, and the thanks of those who wish to eat. Come, we will take you to Storm Point. It's not far, just past the boundaries of Cape Solace and Gravehall Keep. Alder and his people preach community and hope, yet they cast out any who do not view their beloved Akara as the sun and the moon. I have my own gods, thank you. I have encountered many fanatics in my time, and none are so zealous as Alder Malloy. In the few months that we've been here, he's tried to convert me twice. Never trust a man who lets his faith speak for him. Life on the island would be unbearable if not for Cadwallon. So many in the village have been torn from their loved ones. Not I. It is the wreck that brought my love to me. I was born an heir to the great House Pennion, reigning high on the spire in Rathir. My life was one of study, tradition, and endless possibility. That all changed the day my father's ship was caught in a hurricane off the coast of Erethel. I awoke a week later, here on Gallows End, in the gentle, healing arms of my Cadwallon. It was like I was reborn. Wouldn't I love to move our camp up behind those tall, strong walls? But that's not possible. Gravehall is cursed. Nothing good has ever come to those who enter its vast shadow. In fact, none of them have ever returned. You can find them all over the Frostbreak Sea, from west of here to the Near East and the Obsidian Isle. The Diverga are a stern and superstitious lot. They claim the oceans as their own, and frown on anyone who wishes to challenge that authority. We don't need to fear the Pirate King. His realm is to the west, deep in the caverns of the coast. They say he's been killed before, but that the flames of the afterlife buoyed his rise back to Earth. It's enough to give one shivers. I know them from the songs of my father's crew. Low-born men and drunkards, mostly. According to legend, the Hanged Men are said to be the fiercest pirates in all of Amalur. How such criminals manage to ever work together is beyond me. Storm Point is the best place on Gallows End to grow food. If you don't believe me, check the village stores. It's just up ahead a bit. Follow me. Storm Point is along the coast to the west, beyond the village. Follow me. can go any farther. The scavs will know we're coming. Ugh, those little monsters can hear the hair stand up on the back of your neck. We could certainly use some assistance with those scavs. We can handle 1 or 2 at a time, but not a brood such as that. Eat scavs. Thank you. Our stores were running low, and it's not as easy as you'd think to gather food in these treacherous lands. There are others in the village that could use your help. In fact, I was planning to ask someone to venture down to Scuttle Beach. I saw a ship before the scavs moved in. I'm convinced it ran aground on the rocks below, but I can't be sure. Someone should check for survivors. Farewell.
Nesta claims she saw a galley strike the rocks beyond the eastern beach, but I saw nothing. I tend to leave well enough alone. Bye.